Here at Borough of Manhattan Community College, we have three primary programs. We have the Business Administration program, the Business Management program, and then Small Business Entrepreneurship. Let me tell you a little bit first about the Business Administration program. That program is designed primarily as a transfer program. It's intended to mimic the first 2 years of a 4-year baccalaureate degree. So a student comes here, they take their Introduction to Business class and a handful of other business-related courses, Introduction to Accounting, a business law class, a marketing class, and then they take some liberal arts classes, some required, English Composition 1 and 2, Economics, and then they take another handful of liberal arts electives, areas that the student is interested in, whether it's history or a language class or extra math classes. The goal would be with a business administration degree to complete their first 2 years here and then go on, do their junior and senior year where they choose a business specialty at a 4-year school. And in fact, many of our students transfer from BMCC to Baruch or to some of the other universities here in the city. The business management program is designed as a career program. So in that program, a student takes a lot more business courses and very few liberal arts electives. The goal of a student in the business management program is someone who wants to get out into the workforce as soon as possible, and because of that interest in getting to work, wants to have as broad a range of knowledge as possible in business subjects. Many of the students who take our business management program are students that already have jobs, they're in the workforce, they might even already have degrees, but they've decided to come back because they want to specialize or they want greater knowledge in a subset area. Within the business management program, they can pick an area of study that includes finance, includes general management, travel and tourism, or small business entrepreneurship. Oftentimes, students come to us and they're trying to make a decision. Should I major in business management? Should I major in business administration? And the first thing we try to ascertain is what are their longer term goals. If this is a student who feels strongly that they're going to continue on for a 4-year degree, then it's probably that our business administration program is the best fit for them. That's a transfer program. We have an articulation. They can go directly in as juniors to the 4-year college or university. If a student says, no, I'm anxious to get out into the workforce, then the business management is a better choice. But within business management, they have to pick an area of concentration. And that's sometimes where it gets a little more difficult because the student says, well, I'm not sure if it should be management or travel and tourism, etc. Within our department, we have coordinators for each of those concentrations, and we recommend that the students sit down with the faculty coordinator and find out more about the program, what the next steps are, and what the career opportunities are. And hopefully in that way, the student can make the best decision. Here in the Business Management Department, I have taught a number of different courses over the years. I've taught Introduction to Finance, our Small Business Entrepreneurship class, but my favorite is our Introduction to Business class. The Introduction to Business class is a required course for all students in the Business Management Department. And one of the reasons I enjoy it so much is because it's for most students their first introduction to business topics. It's a survey class and we look at a wide variety of topics ranging from basic economics to human resources to leadership styles to how to read a basic financial statement. For a student who thinks they might be interested in a career in business or maybe just really isn't sure about what they'd like to do in the future, the Introduction to Business class is a perfect opportunity to taste all different aspects of business topics. Because it's a survey class, we quickly each week look at a different topic, but what we hope is that at some point we spark a student's interest and they say, wow, I didn't know that's what marketing was all about, or I had no idea there were so many career opportunities in human resources. And from there, it can better help them decide what the next step should be. Should they perhaps major in management, major in marketing, and so forth. During the time that I've been teaching this class, I've found that there are some topics that students really love, and then there are other topics they tend to shy away from. When we discuss management style, students love to talk about their bosses, and they're all very quick to describe how their boss is the difficult boss, but they themselves would be the perfect manager. The areas that students tend to shy away from are the number-oriented areas. When we say, now we're going to do the chapter on accounting and we're going to pull apart a balance sheet and an income statement, I can see their eyes glaze and big yawns coming. But by the end of it, they're all, I think, pretty excited to know that if they had their own small business or if they were working for a company, they'd have a better understanding of what it means to have revenues and profits, expenses, and so forth. Oftentimes, students choose a business major because they equate business with getting a job, and that's a natural connection. But they really haven't thought through the next step. What in business do I want to do beyond getting a job and getting a paycheck? So the fact that they've made the first step and they've taken the introductory course now allows them to explore a wide variety of areas and figure out where their interests lie and hopefully find a match that suits both their personality, their aptitude, and their area of interest. Many of our students come to us and they say, which program should I be in? What should I major in? And of course, the key thing is to try to figure out what area the student enjoys the most, where they think they have an aptitude. Sometimes the answers are obvious. A student who loves mathematics might be a natural fit for a finance career. A student who's more behaviorally oriented might be interested in areas like psychology and sociology, might be a better fit for a marketing career in fields like consumer motivation and behavior. So we try to have those conversations one-on-one with a student and figure out where their interests lie. But probably the best way for us to figure out the right path for a student is after that introductory business class. All right, one of the courses that I teach here at BMCC is our online offering of Introduction to Business. In the online course, we never meet face-to-face, though the students are always welcome to set up an appointment and come in and meet with me. Many of them come in regularly, and some of them I never see at all. They're just a name. For a student who is busy with a career, which is the case with many of our students, the online option can be a very viable way for them to continue their higher education. Online doesn't mean cop out, doesn't mean you don't have to do any work. What it means is that if you're disciplined, you're motivated, and you're independent, that each week you're contacting me via computer. And the way I've set up my online class is every week the students have written assignments, short papers that they have to send me, and every week they also have a discussion board, which is a forum that allows them to chat with me and with their fellow students. It's a lot of work. But again, for an independent, motivated student who perhaps has got career issues or family issues, it can be a nice way to move ahead. One of the benefits of the online environment, particularly for some of our students for whom English is not their first language, is that the discussion boards, unlike a face-to-face class where they have to put their hand up and keep up with the pace of the discussion, in a discussion board environment, they're allowed to think through their thoughts, they're allowed to get a dictionary out, and they can better put down on paper perhaps what it is they want to communicate to their classmates. One of the other benefits of an online class is that students are more open to the idea of collaboration and group projects. In the online class, because they're used to meeting in a virtual classroom and never getting together, when I suggest that they work with a classmate or that they do a group project, they're already acclimated to the idea of, we can do this in cyberspace. We can send each other emails. We can download and pass on a PowerPoint that we're all contributing to. So I found that it does work pretty well for collaborative efforts. The other thing that it lends itself to, I think, is that the students seek each other out more and they help each other more. Because again, they're used to working with each other. Sometimes when students come to a face-to-face class, they come to class, they leave, etc. They're rushing off to jobs. But in the online community, I found anyway that the students as a group tend to bond, and maybe it's the anonymity of being able to communicate, but they're much quicker, I think, to ask each other questions. Can you clarify? The professor said this, and so on. I've had a lot of great experiences with students in the last 10 years, and some that stick out in my mind. I had a student recently who emailed me. He had moved down to Florida, and he was completing his 4-year baccalaureate degree there, and he wanted to write and tell me that he had been an online student of mine. I teach the Introduction to Business course in an online course as well. And then at the time that he took the course, about 3 years ago now, he found it very challenging. He felt I gave too much work, and he said when I sent back his homework assignments, and there were a lot of commentary on it, he didn't fully appreciate it. He said, but now that he's in his 3rd school, because he had started up here at a 4-year program and then moved to Florida, he said he really appreciated all the insights and that introductory course really laid the foundation for the rest of his college career. So that was nice to hear.